Today I will show you how to set your own animal inside small animal behavior pack. As an example, I will use realistic rabbit pack that I have. Let's check what inside. Very good pack that contains animations and skeletal meshes, but without logic inside. So let's bring life to this small rabbit. Come back to the demo map. This level I use for testing. Move into our blueprints folder. Click right mouse button on the BP animal parent and select create child blueprint class. Let's call it BP child custom rabbit. As its child, all logic stored in parent. In child, we only can set parameters and components. Let's set our custom rabbit inside skeletal mesh component. And now we need to create animation blueprint to play animations relative to animal logic. Go to animations folder, create folder. If you have several animals with one skeleton, you can create one animation blueprint as a parent. In our case, skeleton is completely different, so we will create a new animation blueprint. Select our skeleton and call it Animal BP Custom Rabbit. I will use state machine pipeline to control animation. Let's call it main state machine and connect to output pose. This moment in small animal behavior set we have three states of animal: it, idle, death, and the movement. Even if it will be expand, the start will be from the idle every time. Now let's add the movement animation. What we can use as a movement, I believe it should be running. Yep. Now let's add third status, it will be death. To notify if pack will be updated in future, the scheme will be the same. Next, let's create conditions between states. Death will be one way, if usually. As we have several animation of idle and several animation of death, let's mix them. Go to idle. As idle, it's usually a loop animation. Let's use standard Unreal node called a random sequence. Set all our idle variations. A second. And short. Nice. Let's delete this unused node and move into this. but in this there will be the different approach, because we cannot use random sequence as it uses for looping animation, and I want that this animation play only once. So let's do next. Select this one node and expose animation reference pin to the variable. It will be an array where we will store our variants of this. Compile the results. Our des animations. Drag from the array pin get node and create integer variable that will be used as a random. Disable a loop animation flag, as we need to play animation only once. Ready. Now we have animation set for idle and for this. Let's check the movement. There is no more variations of running. I see only walk, so let's move as it is. We are finished with animation states. Let's set the conditions. Move into our event graph, and we need to connect parent animal blueprint with animation blueprint with blueprint interface that called animal animation interface. Next, find the interface function called set anim status animal. Mode status as enum variable to define our animation status. Nice. Let's come back to the anim graph and the set conditions. First will be the des condition, as it's easy to set. If the status is equal to des, then we are moving to play the des animation. Same here. Okay, next one we should set the transition between idle and movement. This transition should work if status equal to move. And come back to idle from movement. The condition should equal to idle. We are almost done with animation graph. Only one thing to do is to set a random integer inside this. So come back to the event graph, drag and drop status variable, and let's check if the status equal to dead. When status will equal to dead, it will play only once. So next we should set the random integer. Drag and drop our random variable to set. Next, let's set our maximum value of random. It will be the des animation array last index. Let's find a random integer in range function. Minimum value should be 0. Great. Now we are finished with animation blueprint, and let's move to our custom rabbit blueprint and set animation blueprint inside. Great. Now let's drop our custom rabbit to our demo level. Wow, it's huge. Need to scale it down, I believe on half. Let's check. For it, I will use our demo character. Oh, I see that the animal is faced in wrong direction. Let's fix it. Come back to our blueprint. So we need to rotate our skeletal mesh component in line with this arrow. Nice, and let me change the material. I like this rabbit in brown color. I see it's still big. Let's scale it down a little bit. Let's check. And the animation is playing. Now it's running. And like this. Yes. Not bad, but I want to rate up the movement animation. Let's go to the animation graph and set play rate a bigger value. And let's try again. It's better, honestly, but I want to be faster. Oops. Come on. Yep. Let's make it a little bit faster. I believe 1.5. Compile. Yeah, now it's better. Oop. Up. Yes, this is, I see that it's the random animation playing. We are almost done. One thing left to do is to set audio inside our animal. For this, we should show inherited variables from the parent. This is our animal blueprint parent. In audio section, we will have audio cues for each status of animal. Hopefully I have rabbit that included in this pack, so I will use audio from this one. Idle is set. Let's set the run. And this. Ready, let's compile and test. Nice, so I'm happy how it's working, and let's move to the fish. Generally, the process of implementing your own fish is almost equal for as implementing of the animal. Let's check the koi fish as an example. So first thing is to set your skeletal mesh. Next one is to create animation blueprint. Let's open existed one. Main difference between animal and fish that the fish using updates of the plane rate. This function stored in one blueprint interface, so the process is the same. But if you need to play different animation by status, you can recreate the process as we did with Animal. Hope you all like it, and if you have any questions, please reach me in the comment section.